the core sort of interactive TV experience. You know, you walk into an agency today, you've got, you know, you've got 3 floors that are the TV guys, you've got half a floor that's digital, you got the guy in the corner that's mobile. You know, and what you don't really have is anybody that's figured out, again, that sort of horizontal nature of sort of the value. And I would argue almost everybody on the panel here with me is all about the 30, because that's what TV Everywhere is, and creating that C3 asset and its portability for play shifting. So if I were to bring the context of the question to just social TV, I think what remains to be seen is the incremental lift that any social TV ad unit, display or otherwise, adds to a 30. Because if it doesn't, there really is no point to it. At the end of the day, I challenge any of the content guys to dispute that.
Yeah, I think we're honestly, I think from a programmer standpoint, we're somewhat conflicted because, you know, you're really trying to accomplish, you know, engagement with your content, but you've got 2 different measurement models and 2 different monetization models that exist. And so, if you're trying to drive engagement to linear programming, you're not really paying attention to what the value of a digital ad unit is. And if you're trying to drive engagement on a website, you're going to be governed by the set of rules that govern how digital advertising is purchased. And until there's some way to have commonality across those 2 things, it's pretty difficult to figure out, you know, which one you're going to do and in which context. So you see things like, you know, these pools of impressions. The one commonality I heard across here is the place where you can potentially sell a discrete pool of these impressions is on an event basis. You know, a March Madness or some huge event where you can have kind of this tweet week or whatever it is. You can have this discrete pool of impressions and you can actually sell them. But it's very hard to replicate that every week. And so then you fall back to, all right, well, I want to drive engagement with my linear programming, which is really more marketing than it is ad sales. You're really trying to market and, you know, general awareness of shows and drive viewership to drive linear ratings. So the commonality between the 2 exists. And I mean, it doesn't really exist. And as you look at, you know, television sets, that is perpetuating now on a television set where you have 2 different business models on the same screen. And so that's just going to exacerbate it even further.
Let's go to the audience. We have microphones. If you could raise your hand.